Hey guys, StereoDragonGravity here, bringing you today my Revengers Raging Form Dragon Deck Profile. Now this is really overdue, but no, better late than never. So, we'll go over the grade ratio, see what I run, and come back afterwards for some final words. So, get these out of the way. For my starter, I run Creeping Dark Goat. He is the grade 3 searcher for Shadow Paladin. I use him mainly because I want to draw into my Mordred Phantom. I want to draw into my Raging Form Dragon. Because I've seen a lot of discussion how people think Raging Form is the soul of the deck, or Blasted Dark is the soul of the deck. But really? Really? Since this is your main boss, and really, it's Mordred Phantom who gets cards out of the deck and onto the field with barely any cost. That really saves your hand, in my opinion, as the soul of the deck. So, yeah. So that's why I run that card. Put off that off to the side, I guess, for now. I can just sit there the whole video. Next, for grade 3s, I run 4 Raging Form Dragon. Now this card was hard to get, but I actually was able to pull 3 out of packs in my box, so yeah, very nice card. If you don't know his skill, it's Limit Break. Choose 3 of your rear guards with Revenger in its card name, and retire them. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 Revenger Raging Form Dragon from your hand, write it as stand, and choose your Vanguard, and it gets 10,000 until end of that turn. I don't know why you wouldn't choose your Vanguard, but it says choose your Vanguard. So, can you not choose your Vanguard? So, yeah. And of course, I run 4 Illusionary Revenger, Mordred Phantom. Your staple break ride. You know, you want to run 4 of these. He's a solid 11k as well. He gets you stuff from the deck. If you don't know what his skill is, it's Counter Boss 1. When a Shadow Paladin rides this unit, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose your Vanguard, and until end of turn, that unit gets 10,000 power, and search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin, call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck, and that unit gains 5,000 power. So, very nice card. He fixes columns. He helps you not minus your hand when you Raging Form, when you rage your opponent. So, yeah. Just basically good, awesome, stable card. That rarity pattern is so weird. Okay. So, moving on. Put that over there. Actually, let's see. So there we go. More room for my camera. Next, for grade 2s, I run 4 Blaster Dark Revenger. Now, as I said earlier, some people think this card is your absolute soul of the deck. I don't say it's the absolute soul, but I say it's pretty good. There's a lot of support for Blaster Dark in this deck, and I love that rarity pattern. Except the glare makes him look mysterious. Ooh. So, if you don't know what his skill is, it's Counter Blast 2. When this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with Revenger in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rearguards in the front row and retire it. So, more long wording, but basically he's there to, if there's something dangerous like Silent Tom, or, you know, something so they can superior ride from the deck, like for Blonde Dazzle, or I don't know. If they're weird enough to put their starter up front, he just basically clears the front row for your opponent. I don't usually use his skill unless I have a lot of spare counterblasts, so there's another reason I run him that I'd rather use him for. But yeah, 4 of him definitely. And plus he looks awesome, you know. It's Blasted Dark, you gotta run him. Next, I run 4 Nullity Revenger, Masquarde. He's your 12k attacker. When this unit attacks, if you have a Revenger Vanguard, it gains 3k. So, he's basically fixes columns on the rear guard. So, yeah. And his artwork's not that bad too. I'm sort of disappointed it's not holographic or something. It doesn't have something like the Spark Rain does, but you know. Yeah. Moving on. Next, I'll run 2 Dark Cloak Revenger, char 2. Oh, glare. Come on, camera, don't give me glare. I run 2 because you don't want to waste all your hand on Raging Form. Her skill is Counterblast 2. When this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or less card with Revenger in its card name and call it to Rearguard in the same column as this unit and shuffle your deck. So you can do some combos with her. She basically is there to help you not waste all of your hand. I might decide to run more, but for now 2's fine. So 2. I'm gonna see if I can move this up because of that glare. There, that'll work. And then next I run 2 Darkness Revenger Rugos. The reason I run 2 10Ks is because 1, it's a 10K. It's 10K base, and 2, Link Jokers exists. Liberators exist. All these things that can harm me exist. So I want to be able to guard that if I need to. As well as, it's a solid ride, and then if not, it's a 10k attacker, so, you know. Or it's fodder for Raging Form. So, not bad. Because, really, out of all these over here, the Blasted Ark, the Masquarade, the Tartu, I don't want to ride any of them. I want them to be on the rear guard circles, so. Yeah, I run 2 Rugos. Excuse me. Well, that's it for my grade 2s at least. So I do run 12 grade 2s. Next, going on grade 1s. I have 4 Barrier Troop Revenger, Dorant. Now his skill is when Blaster Dark Revenger, say this is a column, appears in front of it in the same column as this unit, you can unflip 1 damage. I don't know if it says in front. Vanguard Revenger and its card name. Yeah, just in the same column, and if you have a Vanguard with Revenger. So you can't just like throw this in a old deck. It has to be in a Revenger deck. But that's the main reason I run Blasted Ark, so I can unflip damage for Tartu or Raging Form. So yeah. Just a very good card. This is what you want to get out on the field. This is what you search out with Tartu. So very nice columns you can do with that. Next, I run Transcendent Revenger, Masquerade, 4 of them. I at least run 4 for now because I want to rush my opponent, if possible. I want them to get them to 4 damage and pressure them with Raging Form. That's what I want to do. So 4. Next, 4 Perfect Guards. Perfect Guards. Perfect Guards are still staple. And in this deck, it doesn't matter if they're Revenger or not yet, so. I run both artworks. And finally, I run 1 Malice Revenger, Dylan. He's your 11k booster for Raging Form with a Soul Blast when it boosts it. I basically do this because I played with it in a test peek and the sneak peek, and I just find this to be the best. Instead of, I don't like Trumpeter or anything else. Like before this, I was running just the 7k Counterblast 1, gain 1, and just be able to hit solid numbers when you can't find your Raging Form copies, you know, you might as well. So, 13 grade 1s. And finally, trigger lineup, 8 crit. And 4 draw. Glare hates me, and 4 heal. Because, you know, that's really the only lineup for Revengers at the moment, unless you want to run stands, and since you're retiring your rear guards, you don't want to stand when there's nothing there. So be right back with a full list and some final words. So we are back for some final words. So we got the whole list laid out for you guys. I say it's a pretty fun deck and competitive deck to play. The only funny thing is with this deck, in my personal experience, is when I played this deck in tournament, and the only thing I was missing was 2 perfect cards. The deck worked so well, I ended up topping, which was really amazing. And then my locals next is hosting a box tournament where you can win a box if you get into top or some packs. And I finally get my 4 perfect cards, and the deck totally collapses in on itself because I couldn't draw into any perfect cards, into any triggers. I mean, drive check any triggers, or draw into Raging Form Dragon or Mordreds. And I kept getting great stuck too, so it was really, really annoying. But yeah, really fun deck. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Peace out.